No mistake from the Frenchman.
God, should have been the man. Yes, sir. First class flights on the Delta.
Here comes Ward-Prowse. Loftus-Cheek takes aim.
This is Corner Flag Talk.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us once again. We are, after the fourth match day, headed into the first international break of the 1920 season. I am now coming down from an emotional high after that 2-2 draw between Arsenal and Spurs. Before we get into the nitty gritty of it, drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop some comments, follow us everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have a shirt giveaway coming up, look out for that as well. And yeah, so I guess we get into the big game first. When I let my emotions simmer down a little bit and really think back about it, I guess, a draw felt like the right result. The only reason that I was feeling like, Arsenal should have pushed for should have get it win is just because they were more dominant in the second half, and you're coming off for the second half when the game done, so you feel like if they dominate the game. But Spurs were the better team in the first half, even though my biggest regret coming out of this game was that out of the 4 goals scored, 3 of them were from errors from the opposition that the opposing team just punished, right? And the 2 Arsenal goals came from errors. One directly from Xhaka fouling Son for no reason, and then the second one from Socrates running out to try and win a header that he had no business going for when it already had 2 players contesting the header, and leaving tons of space for if anybody would have been there in time to get a rebound from Leno, they would have gotten a clean shot on goal, And that was both halves, one team was stronger than the other. And I give credit to come back from 2 goals down, that's not easy. And especially in these games against the Big Six. And I just coming out to this, and I just so upset that if it was one thing that we lost from, pure brilliance from Spurs, not lost, dropped points, but it's more than because it was individual errors. Is my biggest regret coming out of this game now. And you're giving away a penalty versus Spurs. Harry Kane don't miss. Harry Kane in his last 8 goals versus Arsenal, 7 of which were penalties. He just does not miss from the spot. Arguably the best penalty in the Premier League. And you leave yourself a huge mountain to climb when you go 2 goals down. What was your takeaway from the game?
I would look at it from this Spurs point of view. I feel like the only thing that I would say that Spurs should have done differently, I'll say not only in that they should have started Lucas Moura, but at some point
he should have been brought on.
Lucas Moura, the game that they know the game they're going to play. They know that front three of Arsenal quick, fast. So you're not going to commit a lot of bodies up front and leave your back exposed. So they were at some point in the second half were playing the counter-attacking football,
right,
and relying on the pace of Son.
Yeah.
But also I feel like if they had the pace of Lucas Moura as well,
they would have been more threatening.
They would have been more threatening. But that's the only thing I'll take from them. But I just say in the second half with Arsenal become Arsenal dominating, it will seem like Arsenal was dominating the game. And I just felt like if this game had probably a little more, football is a game of margins also too. Had a little more time.
Yeah, it might have had Galway.
Yeah, well, I had Galway from Arsenal. Cause I felt like coming down to the end, the second half and everything, but coming down to the end, Arsenal was the more dangerous side. And
I know we talk about mistakes, dog, and whereas Spurs made sure to punish Arsenal for their mistakes, 1 or 2 aside, I felt like Arsenal wasn't really punishing Spurs' mistakes enough now. Late in the second half, Sanchez headed the ball back into his own box and Mkhitaryan, scuffed the chance to actually either take a good shot for himself or put somebody else in on goal, But I really credit how Arsenal came back into the game, like being 2-0 down, it's really easy to drop your heads and say, well, game going through there. But real good credit to fight back, come back for the 2-all, and credit to Matteo Guendouzi. To me, he was man of the match. I think he was fantastic both ways, and shows why he is more suited for the Premier League than Granit Xhaka is. I know I going into this game, Virgil, I didn't want Xhaka to start.
Yeah.
My preferred 3D midfield would have been Terrera, Guendouzi, and one of Ceballos and Willock. Like, I was okay with starting Willock if he wanted to start and keep the game tight, and then bring on Ceballos for the time to unlock the team, which is something he did. My problem with Xhaka is what we saw today, is that he is the most experienced man in the midfield, but plays very inexperienced.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I both said that Sonwell really wasn't going anywhere when he committed that foul. That was so unnecessary, and it's these thoughtless moments in his game that leave blemishes on his record as a player.
Yeah.
Because he does good things, and he was better in the second half. And throughout his Arsenal career, 20 plus games for the season, he would be great. He would be good. He's really good at distributing the ball from deep. But it's the 6 to 7 games where he loses concentration and makes these mistakes. It's what people remember him for,
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
With the fast pace in the Premier League, it just seems that when it comes to his weakness is decision making. I feel like he's not quick enough on that, and even in tight spaces, he's not really the best when it comes to that. But all around, he's a good player, a good midfielder. But
and without discrediting any other leagues, the Serie A is a slightly slower league, and I do genuinely think that if he goes to the Serie A, he will look so much better, given that he will be playing in teams that would give him a lot more time and space on the ball for him to distribute. Other things, I real good on Kolasinac. I can't wait for Tierney to be fit. Monreal left yesterday, and I was a little saddened by it, not just because we would have been left with Kolasinac, but he has been, especially the last 3-4 years of his Arsenal career, he turned out to be a very solid performer. And, Kolasinac, his delivery is very inconsistent, and sometimes he dwells on the ball way too much. Yeah. He's also a big defensive liability, which is, not really a big shock anymore. But he dwells on the ball a little too much, the quality really isn't there. But the touchback on Spurs, that's 2 away games from Spurs where they played against the Big Six, and both managed to get points out of it. And those are things that you are willing to take back home where you would more have the advantage,
Yeah.
And sure, how the game panned out, they'd have been disappointed to drop the points given that they were leading. But you saw, my problem with Spurs is that, this isn't something that is uncharacteristic of them. As Kelly said back then, is the history of the Tottenham, to be a little bottlers, and that's my problem with them has been a big side that, the ability to grind out and see results sometimes fail them,
Yeah.
And a lot of players on the team got carded because they got very caught up in emotion, like I just said about Xhaka, and was very rash today,
Yeah.
And then the default setting when they're not winning is to start to throw themselves to the ground. And we saw that from Harry Kane in the last moment of the game. Some people say it's a pen, but you and I both saw it, Virgil, that he literally slowed down his run just to wait for Socrates to come and hit him. And it's like if Posh tells that, well, if relentless pressing don't work, you can't throw yourself to the ground. And is there any more positives you think Spurs could take from this game?
I feel for Spurs, the only person that these are the games that you also want to point from, because as I say, going back home, they'll have their advantage in the home stadium. But Spurs, they just watching Spurs play, I feel like they don't have that threat about them. I feel like this Arsenal side. I know, to me, I feel like this Arsenal side, they did not take the chances to in the first half.
Yeah.
In the first half, a lot of things was coming through Pépé.
Yeah.
Where they were trying, I know they were trying their best to nullify Aubameyang, but you could see if a quick team of Arsenal or any other team they face having Aubameyang, Lacazette and Pépé, you see that it was hard for them to handle that. And I a team that have Vertonghen and Tubiado and Sanchez in it. It's shocking to see that how. Honestly, if it was anybody else taking those shots that Pépé took, there's no Pépé coming in still trying to find his feet there and still trying to get his confidence. If anybody was getting those shots, say a Salah or Agüero, those things.
Yeah, because you and I both said that we thought that the keepers were good today. And I actually thought Lloris was pretty good. Saved some good shots from Guendouzi and Pépé. And some people criticize Pépé online, and I'm like, you know, he has been, again, in his career, a late bloomer. And coming into the toughest league in the world, you've seen the talent there. It's just the end product. And he still came out of the game with assists, you know. A good ball into Lacazette, which definitely the majority of the credit has to go to Lacazette for keeping the touch, bouncing it away. You know, his close control is so good as a striker. Just one quick thing. Hazard did not score his first goal for Chelsea from open play until the 6th of October, either the 6th or the 12th of October, which was 7 games into the Premier League, amongst other little games, you know, Europa League, the Champions League. They played the Community Shield that year, and they played the UEFA Super Cup. That's the year they were Champions League, they bought him, right?
Yeah.
And the FA Cup. And we kind of saw that, you know, Hazard turned up quite alright, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying by any means that Pépé is the same level of talent, you know. Hazard is a generational talent. But sometimes these players just need time to get accustomed to the league before they literally explode and potentially could become one of the best players in the league. So we go across now. Go to talk to Manchester City, because I feel like I just had a really quick game to just touch on. A real routine when we saw again different variations of the Justice League, different powers come to be. David Silva was at the front of it, showing his peak of his powers once again. And shows that, you know, yes, this might be his last year, but there is by no means him wanting to, you know, go out slowly, you know. That he is by no means going to rest on his laurels, Bernardo.Silva start, and be okay with that. He's here to play, got another pair of assists yesterday, I believe.
Yep.
That make it 4 assists already in the league. And, you know, City just look like they're very much well up and running this year.
Yeah, and from just that game alone, it showed the depth in the squad, because it was an eyebrow raiser when I saw the starting lineup and I saw Bernardo.Silva on the bench. It was like, no matter if you're playing good in the side, you playing good doesn't mean you're still starting. You have to be playing at your best, because I felt this positive that I found with this season now is Mahrez. Mahrez starting to come alive now. You see the confidence he have now after leading Algeria to the African Cup of Nations, and he's coming in, he's showing it. And Mahrez just being there, it just feels like another David Silva on the wing. Right. Mahrez, from back in Leicester, Mahrez never reached the holy width that much. He was really cut inside, and he getting that freedom now that De Bruyne there, De Bruyne drifting out to the width, getting the support from Walker as well. Right. And it just showed this Manchester City team. And the only team that I could compare them to Liverpool, this Manchester City team, is a team that's so good with passing that you might be looking at it and be like, wow, the pass that they do, you might think that they're doing one too many passes, but they still manage to create something out of it. Yeah. And it just showed also another touch on the depth again when unfortunately that Laporte got the injury that he sustained in the game. But Laporte coming off being a sure starter in the back four, was replaced by Fernandinho coming to the side. And not only Fernandinho is an option for Pep to have, he has Fernandinho, who could also play centre back. If they want to focus on more midfield, we could play 3 in the back as well, and have Cancelo out on the width. We could also have Rodri dropping back. It just showed that this Manchester team has a lot of depth, and every time you see them play, you'll think, okay, how could a near perfect team get even better? And every game they step out is treated like a final, and no matter how good City play, Pep just wants to achieve what in his mind is perfection. Yeah. Because you could see from that game, from us being 1-0 up, Pep had a lot of issues with how the team was playing. We found the team was not creating enough, and those were the team was creating, but just like a lot of parts, but we could not find that key pass to open up to unlock the defense. Yeah. And it just came out from that second goal. Everybody just came together. It's a whole system playing that if one person not playing good, somebody else could pick it up. It was a team full of game winners because that game, I find to me personally, I find Sterling was quiet.
Yeah.
I find Sterling was quiet, and for a main man like Sterling to be quiet and to be winning 4-0.
Yeah. In that case, special mention to Sergio Aguero.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember after the last match day, we sit down here, and I made my fantasy transfers then, and I told you I brought in Aguero, and I was like, wait, Virgil, I put in Aguero, and next thing you know, he put Gareth Jesus to start.
Yeah.
I know Aguero is already top scorer of the league already.
Yeah.
No surprise. He had a fantastic game. I really, really loved his first goal. Both goals was great, but what I really loved from the first goal is that, the body fake he hit Shane Duffy before he stepped to take the shot, put Shane Duffy on skates. It was beautiful to watch. And yeah, it was a great game, especially like you say, it is a testament to the talent that City have, that they could have their main man, or one of their main men, it's still in having a quiet game and still run out 4-0 winners, So yeah, you just mentioned Liverpool, we go across to them. My take with this Liverpool game, up until the own goal, which in itself was fortuitous, had scored, Liverpool did not look by any means like they were about to break down Burnley. They were just sorry, that's a lie. They had one really good chance where Salah hit the post.
Yeah.
But other than that, they were just dumping balls forward and just hoping to hit one of the front men on it. Credit to Sadio Mane of how good his whole play actually is for a winger. In terms of breaking down ball from the air, that kind of stuff. But a real fortunate own goal opened up the game for them. And ever since that goal went in, they were just flowing that game. And from that moment on, that game could have really finished 5-6-0 to Liverpool. Unlucky for Burnley because this Burnley side have shown that they are a lot more attacking than the stigma towards them is. Because I keep forgetting what Barnes' first name is, but Ashley Barnes, right? Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood.
Yeah.
They are very much a troublesome pair on top. Only 2 players have scored more goals than Ashley Barnes in this calendar year, and it just was unlucky for them. I've spent a great part of yesterday discussing this game with a friend about what kind of game Salah had, and the reason that I think that he did not have a good game was that Salah's role in the team would be to provide end product, whether it's a goal or assist, right?
Yeah.
And my problem was that he did neither, in the sense that his shots were not good, and he held on to the ball too long before giving it to somebody, if he end up dead giving it to somebody, because he really held on to the ball a lot. And when we watch back the assist that he got, it was from, he cut it inside and he's trying to make a shot for himself, and then Firmino runs and takes the ball off of him to shoot, And I want to ask you, how badly do you think that Liverpool's selfishness could hurt themselves within them trying to achieve what they want to? Because we're looking at, there were, from what I remember, at least 3 to 4 chances where Salah could have finished, I was telling him, Salah could have finished this game with 3 assists, 4 assists easily, from giving the ball to Firmino to giving the ball to Mane. And, these other players are willing to feed one another, but yet Salah, I just think it plays on his mental so much. He hasn't scored away from home in a couple of games. He so wants to be the top scorer after having the stellar season, the season before last. And how badly do you think one person being overly selfish could hurt them?
Because it was a lot of times where Salah had created the space, cutting in from the wing and open up spaces that Firmino was there. And it felt like, okay, you just simply pass the ball to Firmino, and Firmino did. And it showed when Firmino's goal. Salah did everything. If Firmino didn't even take that ball off Salah, we know Salah was going to shoot that.
Yeah.
Firmino took that and basically said, right, this is simply how you finish it.
Yeah.
But just to go back and touch on the whole Liverpool side, as I said at the beginning, before that first goal came in, they were just dumping ball in front, and from games like that, you can look at it and be like, okay, well, this is a very stubborn Burnley side, and Liverpool might have a lot of problems. But credit to the quality of Liverpool, because as I say, football is going to luck, and some teams create their own luck, and this is what I find Liverpool did. I find Liverpool created the luck in that first goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold, but that the momentum shifted and it opened up, and it just showed the quality that Liverpool has from back to front. Injury like Alisson, people thought it would affect Liverpool much, but it showed the quality of the entire defense. The quality of defense for Van Dijk composing the entire back.
Yeah, Van Dijk really had a good game.
And credit to Burnley for playing their football they did, but sometimes you look back at how some teams, the reason why some teams play defensive, because playing at your attacking style of football, it does open you up at the back.
Yeah.
And it showed Burnley pushing Liverpool, and it showed that when they do lose the ball, if you're coming at Liverpool, you have to come at Liverpool through. You have to make sure.
Can I only concede the second goal?
Yeah. From the time that ball turned over in the defense, you see the quality just start to show. You see from the defense, go to the midfield find whoever on the width, might come in and score. They'll find what. It just shows that from the back, the midfield to the strike, the quality is there. And for me personally, how I compare Liverpool and Manchester City. Liverpool is a Manchester team that consists as a passing team.
Yeah.
A team that, okay, no matter what, we are not that fast for building up play, but we will pass, we will keep the possession, we will find the spaces.
Yeah.
Whereas Liverpool is a quality counter-attacking side, a team of fast build-up play, and I feel like the style of football Liverpool play, I would prefer to say Liverpool is probably the best team in Prem or in Europe to be doing that type of play.
Right.
But it's just the defense doing their job, the midfield doing their job, but when the ball reach up to Salah, and Salah holding the ball and this and trying too much,
it's all for nothing, he says.
He will get away against these sides.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I guess a better side where they didn't get the fortune of first 2 goals. There's a very big difference between winning 2-0 and 3-0 that people don't realize, because if you concede at 2-0, it's not 2-1 and the team is not 1 away from coming back. Whereas you concede at 3-1, the team still feels like they're at our arms like that way,
Yeah.
But for the sake of time, we'll move on once again. Is which one of them talk about first? We leave Chelsea for last.
United.
Talk about United. Southampton ran out this game right off the blocks, pressing United really high in the first 10 minutes, and then a really good counter attack from United resulted in Daniel James scoring his 3rd goal for the club. A really great goal, bullet into the far corner. And then United kind of went on to control the majority of that second half. Southampton had a little late resurgence in the first half, but United were in steady control, could have scored a few more. And then now Southampton came back out the second half a lot more revitalized and really pushed United back and eventually found the goal. And now we're looking at United, where they started on the first day of the season winning 4-0 against Chelsea, against a big 6 side, and they think, okay, well, Ole has all his pieces in place. The defense is rock solid, so now that they attack will go on and do what they want. But now that they've been hit with some injuries, and they are now 4 points, I believe 5 points, from 5 from the first 4 games, and you have to wonder how the squad was really built. You don't really want to be dependent on players like Juan Mata to be a key player anymore, with all due respect from what he was. And now that you're having these injury problems, he has to come back into the side. Lingard is just not up to the quality United want to be at. And you have to wonder if they're going to really pay for the lack of depth they have. In the last 16 games now, that's only 3 wins for Ole, a mixture of draws and losses. And you have to wonder, what you could really see coming from this United team,
For the United team, looking at how Daniel James played, you saw Daniel James' goal and the attempts he did after. He was trying to be that driving force to win, because a lot of the big teams, they have a player that could come alive and win them games.
Yeah.
And Daniel James looks like that player.
Yeah, I like that personality.
He has that. He knows that, okay, I will be the driving force to get the goal. And he tried it so much times in the game.
Yeah.
But it's just the lack of depth. A young player like Daniel James doing this. What about everybody else around?
Yeah.
Everybody else not coming alive in the game. United had more than 20 something shots. Well, I think like 21 shots United had, 8 on target. And I know a lot of them came from Marcus Rashford, and a lot of them came from Daniel James. Daniel James was probably the closest.
Yeah,
For most of his
I remember
shots
Daniel shooting plenty.
to get the winner. But it just seemed that United need. They also need, but it also showed that the effect it had from Anthony Martial not being in the side.
Right.
It just seemed that Daniel James was the only player on that day looking to come alive.
Yeah.
United have nobody else they could really bring on. They brought on Mason Greenwood, who whether he has a bad game is a plus because you get a little chance. Whether he has a good game, if he has a good game and scored, he'll be touted as the next best player in the world.
Yeah.
But you can't, as much for a big side. Yes, everybody wanted Crop Youth to the side, but you can't rely on this. You have Mason Greenwood. If he don't do anything or don't spark any inspiration inside, you're bringing on that Chong.
But Virgil, it goes back to what we said like after the second match day, where in Mason Greenwood they hoping for a second coming of what Rashford was, where Rashford exploded like 5 goals in his first 3 games, something like that. They're asking him to have a very similar impact in the sense that they're bringing him on in games where they need to win, and obviously they're bringing him on to help that he can cause a goal, and that's a lot of pressure to keep onto an 18-year-old, and it's a big question of depth in this United team, But I what I really like from Daniel James is that, it's something I also like from Mason Mount is that they don't hide in games. Yeah. They very much show and try to carry the team forward. And that personality carries players to the top, I'm not saying that he is nailed on to become a big baller, but that personality helps mold players into game winners for teams, Yeah. Speaking of Mason Mount, and again, because of time, we'll go on to Chelsea. Winning 2-0 first half, and seemed like they were in cruise control. Second half, Sheffield came out very much revitalized. Coach Weiler must have put together a really good halftime team talk because they came back out really willing to fight, And the second half was a lot more end-to-end, and eventually they got the goal in the end. I had a lot of respect for Azpilicueta over the years of being one of the most, if not the most consistent defender in the Premier League, especially in terms of fullbacks at least, But this year it really looks like he doesn't have it in him anymore. Yeah. Got beaten on the dribble a few times, and especially the last goal, how somebody just ghosted in behind him. That was just really poor. I take criticism for Zuma was a bit unfair. Like, I don't think he's been that good. Mm-hmm. However, I do think a lot of the criticism is quite unfair. He says that, he scored his own goal, but there wasn't much he could do. Like, the criticism for me came from the fact that they allowed an unmarked player to get across it. Yeah. And credit to Sheffield, these, like we said before, these smalls, they come up to fight, they ain't really to go back down that easy, unless apparently it's Aston Villa, who just losing to everybody. But credit to them, I gained over trusting in youth a little bit. Yeah. Billy Gilmore is a highly rated youth coming out of Chelsea's academy, but when you're trying to see out a game 2-1, is that when you really want to be giving him minutes? Sure. And it's not even a 2-1 where you felt like you were comfortable. Sheffield were pushing you back. Is this the time you want to be trying to throw youth into the deep end? And that's a big question for me to Frank, Like, real quick, Virgil, let's start, 30 seconds. What was your thoughts from this game?
It was good that Tammy.
Big on Tammy, though.
Yeah. Good that Tammy was to overcome the curse of Chelsea number 9. But I feel like he did his job. But I feel like his defense that let Chelsea down. I will still give some criticism to Zuma and also look at his partner and Tomori. Yeah. There's a lot of youths they trust in him, but still Zuma. I'll allow Zuma for the one goal, but still you see your experienced defender Azpilicueta getting beat so much times they are allowing this player to whip in those vital crosses into the box.
Right.
It just seemed that Chelsea's next step to move forward is to really fix that defense, and it showed as much. It shows people might not rate David Luiz as high as other defenders, but it shows that experience does a lot for a team. If experience was there in David Luiz, he maybe could have.
They could have him back.
He maybe could have assisted him and Zuma could have a decent partnership, but
Just on our side, though, even though he wasn't directly responsible for any errors today that led to goals, I kind of okay on David Luiz. Or like, I think based on the very first game from the season and pre-season, I think I just might rather Callum Chambers. Like, I'm really not a big Chambers fan. I'm not. But I mean, David Luiz is just instill a stuff fear in me whenever he on the ball or somebody running at him. Like, I honestly believe like he about to do something mad. But yeah, this Chelsea, and you know, already Virgil, this is the last thing before we go to the trivia.
yeah.
The one youth man that Chelsea probably won't play, the two, sorry, alright, I like three that they won't play, all of them out injured. And that's Callum Hudson-Odoi,
Yeah.
Loftus-Cheek, and then the one who I was going to see was Reece James, who got player of the year at the club he was on loan after the championship last year. And he is a right back with a lot of pace and potential to his game.
Yeah.
And could be a potential successor to Spilicueta, you know. But anyways, it's a national break. We can see what happens after this. So the trivia. Since the start of the 2016-17 season, Burnley have scored 8 own goals in the Premier League. Only Blank, with 9, have scored more. Which team is this? Hint, they're not a big side.
That score what, more own goals, is it?
Yeah, more own goals. It's a very mid-table team. Very much mid-table.
It has scored more own goals than Burnley. Thinking Bournemouth.
Hey, well done, dog. That was good.
Yeah.
Bournemouth have scored 9 own goals. Since the start of last season, Blanc is the only one. I said this was too easy, Virgil. Blanc is the only one of one of 3 defenders, only 3 defenders, to have been directly involved in 10 plus goals in the Premier League, along with Trent and Robertson. Who's the last one?
That have to be Lucas Digne.
Yeah, correct. Lucas Digne with
he's
10
been involved in a lot.
has been involved with 10 plus goals, so 10, with Trent on 15 and Robertson on 11.
Yeah. Fantasy points.
And now, no player has scored more goals in games between Arsenal and Spurs in all competitions than Harry Kane. He's joined with 2 players. Now, one of them I don't think you'll get as Bobby Smith. Right? He's a real old player. But the other one, I want you to guess.
So, what you going on is he has scored against Spurs?
He scored more goals in this fixture between Arsenal and Spurs.
You have Harry Kane, Bobby Smith, let's see.
He's not a legend.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think, who is Arsenal man? Ramsey.
No.
You know, a midfielder?
No. You see, if I get this hit Virgil, you get off from the get-go though.
Yeah?
No. 10 goals though.
10 goals. Against Spurs, these Arsenal and Spurs. I'm thinking back to this play.
Alright, hand down, the man play for both teams though. Yeah. It's quite heated by the Arsenal, man. By Arsenal fans too.
What was the name again, boy? I know it now, with his face in my head. God, what's this fella name, boy? He's hated by Arsenal.
Yeah.
Adebayo.
Yeah.
I can't remember this man's name, you know.
And goal of the weekend, I'll give it to Daniel James. That rocket was beautiful, though. I didn't expect that. That was really good.
My goal of the weekend, I had to give it to Agüero's first goal. The team playing that.
Yeah. Alright, guys, time to join us. Oh, this is the last thing I was supposed to say. So during the international break, we'll be having our Champions League episode. I'll be having Denzel Wilkes on the show once again to preview the Champions League. The groups are out, and you guys would have seen them by now, either via our page or whatever else you've seen them done. I'm really excited for that as well, so look out for that. Catch you guys next time. Follow us everywhere. See you soon. Take it easy. Later.
God, should have been the man. Yes, sir. First class flights on the Delta. Check still sitting on the dresser. Yes, sir. I settled for the lesson. Should have been the man. Yes, sir. Head down, but I stay blessed up. God told me that I'm next up. Yes, sir.